on the matter of the church and the Pope coming to Edmonton, the size of the city is anticipated to go up 10%. The Pope is a big draw. He's a big deal. And I know that there are Catholics coming from all over the country, all over from North America to Edmonton. But I anticipate that there will be protesters due to the location of where the papal mass is being held at Commonwealth Stadium, the biggest venue, the only venue that would be able to facilitate something like this. But it's right off the LRT. It's not in the best part of the city. And Edmonton was hit with church vandalism just up the road at St. Josephat. They vandalized a statue of Pope John Paul II. And so what are you and the team sort of planning for with regard to the protests or the antis here?
Yeah, we will certainly have an extensive team on the ground bringing the other side of the story, certainly. And it's interesting, Father Cristino, as I spoke with him, he said it's important to hear those perspectives because while there may be some protesters who are there, whether they're paid to or because their boss tells them to or whatever it may be, there will be people protesting because they are absolutely devastated by what I will call the crimes of the church, the crimes of the government within these residential schools. Some of the things we've heard are absolutely heartbreaking that we know to be facts. So I think it is important, and we will ask these people why they are protesting. But I do hope that they come from a place of wanting to heal, wanting to obtain truth, wanting to obtain reconciliation through that process, which can be painful and can lead to these types of outbursts. I think Martin Luther King said something to the effect of like, violence is the language of people with no voice. There will be some of that, but what my major fear is that people who have politicized this issue rather than humanized this issue will be there. The same people who are burning the churches that belong to these Indigenous communities, they will be there completely undermining the process, as Father Cristino and I spoke about in the interview, picking at the scab of reconciliation for personal and vindictive reasons. There will be people there who simply hate the church, hate Christianity, and want to sow seeds of destruction. And I suppose on that front, we're going to cover it. We're going to show those stories that maybe other people will shy away from. If there is ugliness to that side, we will show that as well. But I'm hopeful that people can be respectful, understand that this is a religious leader of a religious community, and if you show up issuing threats, being violent, those are hate crimes. You can't profess to be a great protector and equal rights advocate and progressive and then overtly marginalize, attack, and oppress, and even become violent towards a religious community gathering for worship. That's categorically unacceptable. But again, we will be on the ground covering all of that. And you can find all those reports at popereports.com, right across Canada, with Alexa heading over in Quebec too. We're going to be covering it from start to finish. We'll be inside some events, hopefully asking some questions. We'll certainly be looking in from the outside. The media accreditation process, because there are so many people, is a little bit chaotic. We've applied for access. We've been accredited, but then there's access because there's only so many spots to different areas. We're waiting to hear back what we'll actually have access to inside. But again, we'll be bringing you the other side of the story from the Pope's visit in Edmonton.
Yeah, no matter where we are, whether we're inside or outside, I think we're going to be doing important journalism that you won't see anywhere else. And I do think there is going to be a lot of hypocrisy, hate crimes, hate speech committed against Catholics that the mainstream media will ignore, and we will be there to document it. Adam, thanks so much for being willing to make the journey up to see the Pope and to cover the papal visit to Edmonton. And, you know, you're just such a valuable member of the team, a real team leader in Calgary. Thanks so much, Adam.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
What you just saw was an excerpt from my nightly show, the Ezra Levant Show. Every weekday, I do a monologue. Usually it's about half an hour. Then I interview an interesting guest, and then we read my hate mail or my fan mail, whichever is more fun. It's only available behind a paywall, though. That's how we pay our bills here at Rebel News. We don't take a dime from Justin Trudeau. But the good news is it's only $8 a month, about half the price of Netflix. And in addition to my nightly show, you also get weekly shows from 4 other friends here at Rebel News. So you're getting 36 shows a month just for $8. I think it's worth it. And even if you're not quite sure, do it anyways, because We rely on viewers like you to keep us free and independent. I promise you I'll never take a dime from Trudeau. Just go to rebelnewsplus.com and click subscribe. Thanks.